BrainCare is a startup specialized in cutting-edge brain-computer interface technology, or mind-controlled robotics technology. In this presentation, we shall discuss our vision and business models for this startup. The analysis we made is based on their class presentation, online research and an actual site in their Shenzhen office. Let's talk about BrainCare's core technology. First, EEG acquisition terminal. By putting a non-invasive or a semi-invasive microneedle device on a person's head, the system can read the motion instructions of brain signals. Secondly, the brain signal will then be translated to computer signal through its designed algorithms device and then sent to the cloud platform. Thirdly, the cloud platform will then send the signals to a local terminal, which is connected to an external robotic terminal to carry out the motion, a robotic glove for example. Currently, the BrainCare team has already developed from theory to prototype and put it into experiments. More than 100 clinical trials were made for rehabilitation training system for stroke patients with hands paralysis. The result is exciting. The new BrainCare training system scored a 39% result after just 10+ hours of training compared to the conventional rehabilitation treatment, which is very encouraging and bring hopes to those motion disabled after stroke. Looking forward, the same technology can be extended to patients with other motion disorder. The external robotic terminal can all be connected to other devices, like robotic limb/artificial muscles, exoskeleton. In other words, the brain-computer interface technology is actually a cornerstone for the future mind-controlled robotic systems. With that in mind, we foresee the growth engines should be 1. Medical equipment for stroke patients. BrainCare will start for rehabilitation support those patients from hands paralysis, then to other parts of body. In 2021, there are 12.2 million new stroke cases globally. Extension of medical application. BrainCare can address other medical segments like post-operative rehabilitation, say spinal cord, joint replacement surgeries, neurological disorder like Parkinson's disease, sports rehabilitation, elderly care, and virtual reality rehabilitation. Mind-controlled prosthetics, artificial muscles, robotic arm for industrial use or manufacturing application. It can accurately interpret the user intentions by brain signal and translate them into precise movement. BrainCare can monetize its core technology in two-stage model, licensing model and partnership model. At the startup stage, we recommend BrainCare to adopt strategic partnership model. BrainCare can form strategic partnership with renowned universities, hospitals or rehabilitation chains to integrate its technology into their existing medical programs. The devices could be provided as a part of the patient's ongoing programs. Revenue can be generated through a subscription-based or pay-per-use model. The beauty of this model is that it can leverage existing healthcare infrastructure and expertise and providing a sustainable. Most importantly, the ongoing follow-up program can allow BrainCare to accumulate patients' data costless. Strategic partnership with top-notch universities or hospitals can also enhance the credibility of BrainCare as startup. Once its application is more matured, BrainCare can bring in licensing model, allows BrainCare to license its technology and intellectual property to medical device or industrial robotic arms manufacturers. The manufacturers would be responsible for mass production and distribution. The revenue model allows BrainCare to focus on research and development while leveraging the manufacturing and distribution of established companies. In both models, BrainCare would hold tight on its ownership of core technology and continue to feed their research arms from the revenue generated to develop new applications. The position of BrainCare will therefore be a bit like the hidden champions model under Industrial 4.0, which controls critical technology at the upstream of manufacturing process. Avenue to IPO. As a startup, BrainCare has already gone through the early development stages. It has completed the idea, theory, application, prototypes for their first growth engine. It is now putting up the experiments, targeting to knock the door of government approval in mainland. Once this milestone reached, BrainCare will get their entry ticket for commercial landing. They can then approach the manufacturer for the rehabilitation market for the stroke patients with hand paralysis, capture revenue through the licensing model or partnership models, and to gain a foothold in this market segment. Unlike the traditional IPO model, which the startup should focus on single market and follow one single path, we recommend BrainCare to extend its core technology to outreach a broader medical market and also extend in the industrial robotic market, so to shoot a wider spectrum of market segments and refine their research and technology along the way. A point to note is, after BrainCare kickstarts its second or third growth engines and hit more milestones like launch of robotic arm prototype, it might or may not have to go through all the production and distribution stages, and may consider starting the IPO process when the revenue projection and pre-IPO value are convincing for investors. Let's name 3 potential obstacles for BrainCare. They are government approval, existing small team limiting their development potential, and competition of similar technology. First challenge. The semi-invasive microneedle electrode, which used to read the brain signal, is classified as Tier 2 medical equipment in mainland China, and this is an entry ticket for BrainCare's commercial landing. To get the authority approval, about 300 to 500 clinic acquired, and so far about 100 trials are completed. The BrainCare team currently faced difficulty to access more samples, and also lacks the funding to produce more devices to carry out the experiment. The proposed strategic partnership model with key research hospitals, universities, can largely address to this problem. They have a ready pool of patients. Another way is getting around the government approval is to go detour in Hong Kong, where government approval is not required for similar device. Their target funding of RMB 1 mil is not a high shooting target, which may be raised from university or. Second challenge. The second challenge is the very small team of core members. The 2 leaders are both students, one in PhD and another one in master class, with the support members still undergraduates. They are strong in academic but weak in business, social and funding connection, and that limits the development potential of this startup. Their current success in research can only support their commercialization in a very limited application, despite they actually have a lot of potentials in other market segments. To address this issue, the team has to evolve and enlist more research members and function members like salesperson or management guys. Again, the proposed partnership model with university or research institution can also tackle this issue, as the latter also has a pool of talents as well as access to certain funds. Third challenge. Neurological science is a trendy technological topic, and there are multiple parties competing on this path. For example, Elon Musk's Neuralink is also making his way on this field. BrainCare therefore have to speed up their research exercise so to secure the first-mover advantage and hold competitive edge. For example, the microneedle electrode chips developed by BrainCare achieve same accuracy without creating trauma. It can also be domestically produced and therefore is an evolutional version of Musk's Neuralink. Final note. As a startup, BrainCare's brain-computer interface is of great potential. To get over the obstacles, their priority should be getting strategic partners so to support their research and to scale up their application promptly. It is also crucial for them to anchor with recognized institutions so to strengthen credibility and reputation, with such will attract venture funding and also future business partners. The new CUHK hospital or other university hospitals in Hong Kong may be one of the candidates for this end. Locating in Hong Kong is also easier to access pool of funds and intellectual property trading.